Today is April 26, 2013, 1:54 p.m. Pacific Time. Up next, the fight against blank. Seattle natural grocer supporting GMO labeling. And this was dated April 26, 2013 by Chris Sums. I'm going to be using some blanks in this article to avoid keywords. And I hope you understand. Seattle natural grocer PCC Natural Markets is ready to stand up against blank and other genetically modified organism food producers. PCC has joined the fight to force food companies to label products that include genetically modified organisms, a practice found in much of Europe and in Australia, China, and Japan. The Seattle-based grocery chain said it will spend $100,000 to help collect signatures in support of legislative initiative 522, which would require labeling in Washington of foods with GMOs. The company also launched an in-store signature gathering campaign. If lawmakers do not enact the initiative as law in some form, and they usually don't, it would go before voters in November 2013. Consumers want to know what's in their food. Polls consistently show that the vast majority of the public, between 75% and 93%, wants to know if their food was produced using genetic engineering. Without disclosure, consumers of genetically engineered food unknowingly may violate their own dietary and religious restrictions. Genetically engineered foods are not proven safe, and the long-term health risks on humans have not been investigated adequately. Accumulating research has prompted a growing number of countries to require mandatory labeling. Blank and others are spending millions to prevent GMO labeling. Agribusiness giant Blank and others have spent more than $32 million to oppose a similar measure on the California ballot this fall. That's $10 million more than Seattle-based Blank Wholesale spent to support a successful liquor privatization initiative in Washington in November of 2011. Don't make any mistake. This is chemical companies opposing labeling, said Trudy Bialek, Director of Public Affairs at PCC. It's the same people who brought us Agent Orange, DDT, and PCBs, and they're saying now, trust us with your food. And people are saying no, we want to know what's in it. Opponents of I-522 say state labeling requirements are unnecessary and would become expensive for food companies and ultimately consumers, particularly if states pass varying laws. GMOs are already in much of the food supply. Much of the U.S. food supply already contains genetically modified ingredients, and I think we all know that already, don't we, folks? More than half of the corn and soybeans grown in this country come from genetically modified seeds, and I think we already know that too. This basically means DNA was taken from one species and inserted into the DNA of another to create a particular type of plant, such as higher yielding corn or a redder tomato. Do any of you care if your tomato is red or not? I wouldn't care as long as it was healthy and natural. GMOs raise health concerns in part because the inserted DNA sometimes comes from animals, bacteria, and viruses, not plants. They also dislike that GMO plants can cross-pollinate onto non-GMO farms, creating crops that are genetically modified even though farmers may not want them to be, and may have trouble marketing them. All at the consumer level, requiring foods that contain genetically modified ingredients to be labeled, such as, is paramount to keeping the consumer informed about what they eat and affording them the opportunity to make decisions on their own if they want to avoid GMOs in their food. And the sources for this article include the following links to more info. You can click on any one of these links and it'll give you more info. The author, Chris Sums, is a natural health activist and enjoys writing about the natural lifestyle and healing benefits of holistic remedies. You can visit his website right here. It's undergroundhealth.com. All right, and there's all that. Well, what do you think? This is a big fight against this big company. And yes, their background is in chemicals. Chemicals and food don't mix at all. Yep. This is bad. It's all about profit and money. Alright folks, I'm going to put a link at the bottom of the video for you. And please share the information with those who do not understand what is happening to our food. Those folks that do not understand what GMOs are, please explain and share this info with them so that they can know what is going on. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe. Pink out.